Hey guys, welcome to Let's Cap. We got 3 games in the W. We also have time to do a couple games in the MLB to live cap. Just trying to see if some things are over here. 1 second. All right. All right. So we have 3 games in the W. Have time to do a couple games in the MLB. Yesterday went 0-1 in the W, but 2-0 in the MLB. So things are still going pretty well for me right now. In the W, I think I've hit 21 of the last 30, and in the MLB, I took a little bit of a break while I was focusing in on WNBA and the NBA playoffs, but went back to the MLB this week and 6-1 in the MLB. So hopefully we keep going in the right direction here. Let's see here. Let's move on to the W. Let's get themoneyballer.com up. I'll share my screen here and we'll cap the games live. There you go. So moneyballer.com. Head over to the W here. First game up, we got the Mystics at the Dream. Dream laying 7 at home. Totals at 156.5. Mystics still looking for their first W. Hey guys, how you doing, man? Thanks for popping in here. And we have a couple baller systems that pop up on opposite ends. So we have a baller system that says take the under, baller system that says to take the over. Some situational notes that say to back the Dream here, but these are all kind of situational type, queries. Doesn't really take into account that Shakira Austin might be back and Brittany Sykes I think is probable as well. Looking at their schedule, we have the Mystics haven't played since the 9th here, lost to the Liberty. They did cover that game. We had the Dream here. They bounced back offensively. They had a really tough schedule right before this. You had the Liberty, the Sun, the Aces back to back, all at home. But now they face a lower tier team at home. So some of the numbers might be skewed a little bit. If you look at some of the spreads or the splits here, you can see the Mystics, especially at home here in the first half, is one of those teams that you want to back at home. Historically, that was even like last year too. And then you look at the Dream here, 0-5 at home in the first half. So just looking at the splits right away, that's something that you want to look at is towards the Mystic side. Also, like I said, I think they're going to have some energy coming with Sykes back into the lineup. Looking at some of the splits here, a lot of this could be a little bit misleading on the Mystic side. Sykes, I think she's only played 1 game so far. And then Shakira Austin, she's missed a handful of games as well. So their offensive rating, like I said, misleading. But the Dream here, they've had a tough schedule. Like I said, they faced 3, championship contending teams back to back at home. So that's why their offensive rating is 11th on the season right now. But I think that's going to come up a little bit. And to me, I took the over in this one. Couple reasons why here. Like I said, I think the offensive ratings for both of these teams are a little bit misleading. I think Washington's defense, while historically has been good, hasn't been great so far this season. I think the pace will come up a little bit with Sykes and Shakira Austin come up. Offensive rating come up a little bit as well. So that means more offense. And they picked up some offense in the last couple games. If you look at here against the Liberty, put up 88. Put up 83 against the Fever. Obviously, people are putting up numbers against the Fever regardless, but that's a good sign that they're doing well offensively. And then on the Dream side, I think this is also, like I said, misleading because of who they faced recently. So I think their offensive rating is going to come up a little bit here. If you look at some of the 4 factors, free throw rate, I believe that's going to come up here for the Mystics with Shakira Austin and also Brittany Sykes because she tends to take it into the rack as well. So she might get more opportunities to get to the free throw line. Mystics forcing the turnovers at a high rate, but the Dream, they're taking care of the ball. I think with Sykes back, I think this is going to be this will come up a little bit as well. So I think that they're going to take care of the ball a little bit more. And then if you look at some of the scoring here, points off turnovers might change a little bit. I think second chance points with Shakira Austin back, I think that's going to come up for the Mystics. And then fast break points. I think this is going to come up as well with Sykes back in the lineup. Let me just check the chat real quick because I see Terrell in there. Terrell is to me, one of the better WNBA handicappers out there right now. So I want to see what he says. All right, Mystics 1H. Yeah, I think that continues to be one of the bigger things here. Dream can't score. I think that they will be able to here. I know Shakira Austin does help defensively for the Mystics, but I do think that the pace of play is going to come up. And I also think that I think that the Dream have been under, I would say, not playing up to their full potential offensively, in my opinion. Especially, Howard recently hasn't looked the same, but I think she gets back into a rhythm here. We'll look at the Aces game in a little bit. Locked in on the Mystics first half and full game. I like it. I think that the full game and the first half on the Mystics side makes sense. I would like the first half more so than the full game, in my opinion. And then 3-point shooting. Here, I think that there's going to be more space here for the 3-point shooters on the Mystics team, like Atkins. And then we have the Dream. Obviously, this shows that they're doing well on the defensive side of the ball from the three. But I feel like the Mystics numbers are really, really misleading because of who they had recently, as far as who was available in the lineup. So I did take the over here, and then I think I'm going to get there with the Mystics first half, especially seeing that Terrell's on it. I think the first half on the Mystics side is where I'm going to go as well. Let's move on to the Lynx and the Aces. I took a total on this one as well. I took the over here. I think the pace of play is going to come up. So to me, the Aces have been struggling a little bit here. Obviously, being their record at 5-4, that's definitely something that you don't expect coming into the season. But they've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Obviously, Gray's still out. Jackie Young will be, I believe, back in the lineup today. So that's going to help both on offense and defense. But if you look at the previous matchup between these two teams, right here, they played on the 29th, 80-66. I think that the Lynx offense does step up here a little bit. The total was 169.5. We're seeing it at 165. So it's come down, which makes sense because of their last matchup. But I think that the Lynx offense does step up here. Pace of play, splits. So we look at the splits. The Lynx have been doing really well. ATS 9-2 ATS overall. As a road on the road and as a dog, they've been doing well. You see the opposite here for the Aces, but I think that's going to start to turn around as the books adjust to how the Aces have been playing. First half unders is a look here if you're just looking at splits in general. But like I said, I think this is so we're two things here. We're looking at revenge angle from the Lynx and also from the Commissioner's Cup angle as well. I think we're going to see points here on both sides of the ball. Pace of play, Aces still number 1 in the league. Offensive rating, both teams are up there. The Lynx. So some of these numbers here will be without Tiffany Hayes. So actually, let's pull up the last one. Let's just say five games here. So pace of play is up here. Their defensive rating and offensive rating, 5th there and 7th for the Aces. 2nd in offensive rating, 2nd in defensive rating for the Lynx. I think that the Aces, still adjusting with Tiffany Hayes being in the lineup, but I think she helps push the pace as well. I think their defense comes down, but their offense will step up. As she gets used to the roster, or the team builds chemistry. So a couple of things here that I see. Lynx haven't been getting to the free throw line, but I think the Aces they're sending teams to the free throw line a lot, so that balances out. Same thing here. I think this is going to balance out on the Aces side. Offensive rebounds. Neither team is really stepping up on second chance points here, but the Lynx are giving it up a little bit, so this might balance out with Asia and Stokes. Both teams taking care of the ball really well. If we look at scoring, I mean, I don't think there's anything like this. This correlates with what we saw earlier, right? The second chance point stuff. As far as scoring wise, both really defending in the paint, but neither really scoring in the paint too much either. So I don't think we're going to see much there. It's really like the mid range and the 3-point shooting that we're going to really focus in on. I think last time they faced each other, let's go to that game here. Last time they faced each other, I think the Lynx really struggled from three. 8 of 24. So they didn't really shoot as well as expected. I think, like I said, I think this is going to turn around here. And pace of play, 3-point shooting. I think all those things are going to come up here, and that's the reason why I took the over. From a spread perspective, I do think that I don't know where to go from a spread perspective, and that's really really the reason why I took the total. To be honest, I like obviously Jackie Young is going to help them offensively. I think the Aces win the game. I think it's really going to be really tight from the spread perspective. I think it's really close to where it should be. So I would say stay off of the side. Let's go with the last game here. I took two things on this one. I took the under, and I also took the Storm. We have a couple baller systems that back the Sparks here, but to me, like I just can't do it. These are all situational things, but looking at the stats and current form and all that stuff, I can only look towards the Storm here. Obviously, the Sparks look really good against the Aces. Aces didn't have Jackie Young. Like I said, she affects both sides of the ball here, and I do expect some, pretty much a letdown here. You can see that here in the situation notes. Pretty big letdown here. The Storm playing really well on both sides of the ball right now. Obviously, they lost to the Lynx, but I talked about this at the beginning of the season. The Lynx really give the Storm trouble. I mean, even if you look at the last couple of seasons, Nafisa Coyer just kills the Storm every single year, every single game, and it's really just a matchup type thing for the Storm for some reason. If you look at some of the numbers here, especially in the first half, you're looking at an under first half type look. I took the full game under, and I also took the Storm at 10.5. If we look at some of the splits here, let's go on the season. They have the edge on both. Actually, let's bring it up to go back to 5 games, because the first like 3 or 4 games, the Storm were still trying to get used to the roster, and you could see how big of an impact it's been since they put things together. And definitely an edge on both sides of the ball here. Obviously, the pace of play says over, but I don't think the Sparks are going to put up enough points to really get to that point. They're going to turn the ball over a lot. Defensively, the Storm are going to, whatever chances the Sparks have, the Storm are going to be able to stop them and limit them. Fast break points, I think that's something that I look at with the Storm here. Obviously, they're second in fast break points per game, but the Sparks do pretty well as far as limiting that. So I think that's going to balance out a little bit. Second chance points, they're not allowing that much. Here, the Sparks are. They're not allowing a lot of second chance points. So that's going to limit opportunities there. But at the same time, we're not going to see much offense from the Sparks side. So really, it's quite simple. The current form and just overall, the Storm have the huge advantage, and also the letdown spot on the Spark side. So I took the Storm minus 10.5. I still like it if it's still at 11. I still like it at 11, and then also the under here. All right, so I'm gonna look into the chat here real quick. All right, so Terrell Mystics first half, yeah, love it, yeah. like I said, Terrell is one of the better WNBA cappers out there in my book. 0-12. Yep, they're still looking for that first W, but as far as like they've been dealing, like I said, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries, so they got Sykes and Austin back. That's gonna help a lot. Aces can't figure it out defensively right now, exactly, and that's another reason why I took the over. And like I said, I think there's gonna be a bounce back effort from the Lynx offensively because they only put up 64 against the Aces in that first one. Aces give up second most threes. Yep, I saw that as well. Lynx +7. It makes sense to me. It does make sense to me to take that +7 there. But I like the total more so. 15-2. Yep. I've been watching your show, man. Keep killing it for real. It's always great to see other cappers doing working the W. Revenge game for NECA. Exactly. I think I heard you say that yesterday too. I didn't put that into my handicapping, but I could see that. I could definitely see that happening. Sparks team total under. I think I might have said that on your show yesterday in the chat. Sparks team total under yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't have that available in my book last night, so I kind of just split it. There is a chance that the Storm get so far ahead that they push it over, but yeah, I see where you're going. +4 on the Mystics and +185 on the money line. Yeah, I can see it. All right, so that's the W there. Just to go over them again, Mystics, Atlanta. I did take the over there, 156.5, and I'm going to add the first half. I'm actually going to write it down right now. Mystics first half. I'm gonna take that Mystics first half and see if I can get that +4 like you guys did. And then on the Lynx Aces, I did take the over. I think last night it was 164.5. Not sure if it's gone up or not, but I still like it at 165. If that's where it's at? And then last game here, I took the Storm -10.5, and then the under as well. Last night it was 159, so I'm not sure where it's at right now. Last time I saw it was 158.5, or I don't know if it's going down, but I still like it at 158.5 if that's the number. All right, let's move on to the MLB here. MLB live capping. All right, so anyone in the chat, throw out some games and we'll cap. I think at least 2 games live here. I do have to head out for like a chiropractic visit. Got to get my back and neck straightened out. So yeah, if you guys have any, or actually I saw S. say the Yankees. So I did not bet the Yankees. I had 2 bets today. But Yankees was definitely not one of them. So, but we can dive into that one here. All right, so we have, let me get that down. So we have the Yankees at the Royals. Royals are +118. Oh yeah, so just a quick change on the site as well. We flipped it because a lot of people were saying they wanted the home team on the right, away team on the left. We had it switched, so that's just a quick change that we did this morning. So if you see that and you get confused, please be aware that that was a change that we made this morning. All right, so we have Yankees at Royals. Royals +118, total at 9.5. Stroman versus Singer. Our rating system actually has the Royals. It's kind of in line. I mean, not necessarily, but so the Royals have the value here basically. So our rating system says Royals should be favored. No situational notes here. Looking at the schedule, Yankees took it yesterday 4-2. Royals been at home for a little bit. This is second game on the road here for the Yankees. Stroman last 5 starts. Stroman gave it up 2 home runs, 5 runs in his last start against the Twins there. 4 and 2/3 innings only. So that's a short outing for him. Singer, not sure what happened here. This must be I wonder if their game got canceled or if the start got changed. So I gotta figure out what happened there. Only 3. This looks off. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. 3 2/3 innings. So gave up 9 hits. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, looking at the splits, and I'll move to. Shit, this pops out right away already. 11, 1 3 in the first 5 as road favorites against right-handed pitchers, but the Royals versus right-handed pitchers as home dogs, 9, 3 3. So that kind of cancels it out. Let's look at last 30 real quick. 6-0, 1-1-1. So it comes down a little bit in the last 30 days. Man, I don't know how you can get away from the Yankees first half right now. First 5 right now, especially against right-handed pitchers. Because overall in the last 30 days, 19, 2 3. Stroman 5-0 in the first 5. It has to be Yankees first 5 or nothing at this point. I mean, just looking at the splits. So we're looking at the bats. Yankees, they got the advantage here. Runs per game is there. Not a lot of power, though. A lot of the power on the Yankee side. So they're getting contact, not striking out a lot. They're not, but it looks like they're not taking a lot of walks, right? So, and that kind of correlates with the contact stuff. That's why they're able to put up runs without a lot of power, right? All right, so let's look at a pitching matchup here. This pops out right here, though. Negative regression with Stroman. If we're just looking at the last 30. Bullpen, I would say, is pretty even. Both of them kind of struggling right now. I mean, I could see why the total's at 9.5. It makes sense. This seems like an over type game. Who have the Yankees been playing? Dodgers, Twins. Let me see last 14 real quick. Last 14, over. Okay, there you go. I think this is two ways I would play this. Is Yankees first 5 and the full game over. All right, Yankees first 5 and the full game over. So what do you guys have on it? Yankees over 4.5 team total. Agreed. Makes sense. Leaning over in Yankees game as well. Aligned. There you go. First 5 Yankees and the full game over. I mean, I would say it kind of correlates with the over 4.5 team total, right? Makes sense to me. All right, let's move on to another game here. Red Sox. Oh wait, someone said Mariners. Mariners first. Okay, so let's look at the Mariners here. Oh, you know what? I skipped the Mariners game because yeah, okay. So there's no rating system here because there's no stats with Drew Thorpe. So our rating system utilizes previous stats, obviously. So that's the reason why there's nothing here. But we could dive into it, in all the other ways. All right, on the schedule, second game home for the Mariners yesterday. This is one of the games that I won yesterday. I actually had the run line for Seattle, so I kind of got lucky. But I do think that they, I feel like they get that run line again because there's a split here that I'll show you in a little bit, and you could probably like money line. I don't do that like parlays too often, but I would look towards like a money line parlay type of thing. Wu has been very dominant so far this season. I'll bring this back to 30 days. 5-0 straight up here for Wu, first 5 and full game. But look at this split here with the White Sox versus right-handed pitchers in the last 30 days. 2-16 straight up, 0-7, as a road dog. And that's not just the last 30 days, because if you look at their full season, 2-22 versus righties as road dogs. It's kind of crazy how bad the White Sox are in that spot. But if I was to, I mean, just off that alone, I would probably look towards I can only look towards the Mariners. From a total perspective, it's cancels each other out because the White Sox give it up, but the Mariners are an undertype team. Last 30 days from bats, Mariners have the edge here. Pretty clear there. Can't do anything with the starting pitcher matchup, but obviously, Wu has been pretty dominant. Slight negative regression that we could expect at some point. And he's been very dominant. But I don't think that continues. But it's definitely not the A's that's gonna. I mean, the White Sox that's gonna turn that around. Bullpen perspective, I think the Mariners do have an edge there as well. So if I was to bet this game, I would look towards the run line on the Mariners, or even like a team total over on the Mariners, or just Mariners run line. Oh, Munaf is in here. Yeah, dude. I wish I took it live. It was kind of crazy. How they came back, but I was just waiting for them to get to the bullpen, and freaking Fetty just couldn't get out. Like, he stayed there way too long. All right, let's move on to, how much time do I have left? What time is it? 11:30. Okay, I got some time. I think there was a Red Sox one. Let's go to Red Sox. Phillies and Red Sox. So we have Phillies at Red Sox plus 138 at home. Looks like a big advantage on Philly's side when it comes to the rating system. And really, it's on from the starting pitcher. All right. Schedule-wise, first game home for Boston after a series against the White Sox. Damn, they lost 2. That's crazy. All right, so then they just, I'm not really sure what happened on the schedule here. Pirates too. Okay, yeah, I could look at that. I have like 15 more minutes or whatever. So, all right. So, yeah, right off the bat, the rating system says to look towards Phillies here. Looking at the recent form, Crawford's been getting lit up last 3 starts here, and the total opposite for Wheeler. So he's really in good shape right now. And you can see, I mean, even though he pitched 7 innings, I mean, it's pretty consistent. He's able to. We can see that he's able to go through that. 6 innings here is towards the high end for Crawford. If we're looking at the splits last 30 days, 0-5. Phillies looks like they're hitting up righties right now. So 7-2-1 on the first 5, 8-2 on the full game. On the run line, 0-5. Look at it. So 0-5 on the run line here for Cutter Crawford in his last 5, in the last 30 days. So definitely a look towards the Phillies run line right now. Looking at the bats, K to walk ratio. So it's not like, I mean, they have power, and that's how they're putting up runs. It looks like, but it's not like they're seeing the ball really well, as far as like, being able to get walks and limit strikeouts. So that's one thing to look at. From a starting pitcher matchup, definitely a Wheeler here. We could see potential positive regression for Cutter Crawford, but I mean, I think the Phillies can get to him. Crawford giving up home runs too at a higher rate, home run per 9. Bullpen advantage to the Phillies. Potential negative regression. I mean, what's the total? 8? I mean, I would look towards Philly. Damn, that's crazy. So I would look towards Philly, maybe a Philly team total over, maybe. Phillies team total over, Phillies run line, or the full game over. Just in case we do see some negative regression from Wheeler and the Phillies bullpen. Because so when they get contact, I mean they're getting hard contact, right? Hard hit rate, the barrel rate, they're there. They're just not. They're striking out a lot and not walking a lot. But it seems like there's going to be runs in this game. I would look towards. That's probably what I would do if I was you guys, or if I was to bet this game. It would be the over or the Phillies team total over. It just depends on whether you believe Wheeler is going to regress or the Phillies bullpen. I'm going to check out the chat real quick. Wheeler got hit hard in Boston last year. That's that. People wonder why people. I have to think that it's some type of negative regression here on the pitching side, just based off of the advanced metrics. That's what it looks like. Red Sox defense is terrible. Damn, yeah. I mean, if you look at this right off the bat. I mean, you get. That's what I was saying. I think it's Phillies team total over, Phillies run line, or just a full game over. It really just depends on how you feel like. If you think that Boston's going to get to Wheeler. Trend of the day since 8/25/23 series openers, home series openers. Boston is 2-14, 1-15 on the run line. Nice. Red Sox team total over. Oh, okay, so you believe that they're gonna get to Wheeler. Okay. All right. Okay, so I went over that one. I think there was one more that you guys wanted to see, and I do have time for one more. Pirates and Cardinals. Was that one? Well, is Skeens pitching today? I just saw Skeens' name. Pirates and Cardinals. Let's do that. All right, so Pirates at Cardinals plus 116 here at home for the Cardinals. Obviously, so we have Skeens and Michaelis here. Pirates have the advantage here on our rating system. Huge advantage from the starting pitcher aspect. All right, so we'll dive into that. Looking at the schedule here, first game on the road for Pittsburgh. They did have a day of rest. Steelers. Cardinals have been at home. Just played Colorado. All right. Last 5 starts for Skeens. Only 5 innings, so came down a little bit. Got lit up. 2 home runs, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. I mean, I say lit up, but it's not as bad. He just gave up 2 home runs. Michaelis gave up 2 home runs as well. 5 hits, consistent here with the innings pitched. 6 innings. Road. And he keeps going back and forth. So this is his second home start in a row. Gave up those home runs to the Dodgers. All right, let's look at their bats soon. Splits last 30 days. Skeens 4-0 in the first 5. Opposite of Miles Michaelis. Wait, someone just said first 5 Pirates full game, Cardinals full game money line. All right, Apollo. That's exactly what that split says, in my opinion. I mean, to look toward, at least to look towards the Pirates' first 5. Same thing here. Pirates first 5 because it's opposite here. And over when it goes to Skeens, 4-0 to the over. This is, if you guys are Nerfy bettors, pointing towards the Nerfy here. All right, so the stats, let's go. So here, last 30 days, an edge to the Cardinals as far as offense goes. Putting up a similar amount of runs per game, but the walks and Ks, the K rate kind of pops out here. Starting pitcher matchup. So these pop out here. So I mean, this kind of correlates with all the home runs that we're seeing given up. Cardinals don't strike out a lot. Pirates do, even though Michaelis is not a strikeout pitcher. This is popping out a little bit here. He might be giving up some runs soon. Will it be against the Cardinals though? Let's look at the bullpen. Advantage to the Cardinals on the bullpen here. This one's tough. I mean, the splits say to back Skeens in the first 5 though, for sure. I think if I was to bet anything, that would probably be it. First 5, money line or run line. Probably the money line would be juiced, huh? First 5 money line would be juiced. Pirates first 5 team total over. You think they'll get to Michaelis pretty easily? What is that? 3.5. What's the total? Is that 3.5? It's probably plus money at 3.5 or something. What's the odds on that Pirates first 5 team total? Actually, I forgot we can look at this. So we pulled starts by Miles Michaelis here. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Starter runs allowed 3.23. So he is giving up 3+ runs per game. Let's look at him at home. 2-3, 1-4, 4-1. He's giving up 3.4. Look at that. The total runs here. 4 straight overs at home with Skeens. 5-5, 7-7. Who said? Someone said Pirates team total over. Okay. Why not the full game over? Right? Because didn't we see? Oh, okay. They're not bad at all. Yeah, I would just look towards the Pirates in some way in the first 5. That would probably be the only thing that pops out to me. Just back Skeens, why he's still hot. All right, cool. So that's it. Let me finish that off. Stop screen here. All right, before we get to the top plays and closing comments here, I do want to shout out, obviously, the website that we use, themoneyballer.com. I've been using this site since we launched it, almost 2 months ago now. It's been one of the, pretty much my main source. Only thing that we're missing, like in my opinion, that I have is the live odds. But most of the stuff that I do, like 90% of my handicapping is through themoneyballer.com. You pretty much get all the insights you need on one easy page, right? You seen how we use it. It's like matchup by matchup. So you see team versus team, how they do against each other. You could, we have those filters and all those pieces there. Just being able to have detailed splits, advanced stats, all those situational notes in one spot is so helpful. Because before I used to have like 10 different sites up, you know what I mean? So obviously we don't have the capability to do like deeper querying like I would do in Killer Sports or give me the dog or anything like that. But at some point, I mean, that's in the plans. We're gonna have that at some point. But yeah, man, obviously I use that site. We show how to use it here. So if you have any questions, just hit me up. I'm always available via DM on Twitter and all that stuff. But yeah, we also have, we have 2 levels. We have the basic access, and then the baller access is what you saw. So you're able to see the rating system. And actually today we were working on redoing our WNBA page, just because, we take a lot of feedback from our users and how they want to use it, what they want to see. And we're taking all that feedback and redoing the WNBA page. So we're redoing that. We're also including now that we have a lot of data in place, we're going to start to include our WNBA model as well. So our projections, score projections for the baller access level. Basic access really is just the stats, the trends. It's the page without, these extra features like the rating system and the model. But for anyone who really handicaps their own stuff, you don't really need our proprietary information or whatever you want to call it. But because you guys make decisions on your own, and really that's what the site is all about. We want people to feel comfortable making their own betting decisions. I show everything on the site. I on the show, and just kind of go through my process, my thought process, and how I would view the data, right? You can definitely view it in a different way, right? You can interpret the data in any different way. So it's really just to help people. We're not a pick service or anything like that. So if you're looking for that, that's definitely another website. But yeah, bet smarter, not harder, as you can see down there. Sign up at themoneyballer.com. It's free and through July. The basic access is free through July. If you want the baller access, it is a paid service. Right away. All right, so let's move on to the top looks and closing comments. Well, top looks basically. I think that my favorite look today, and let me just check the number to see if it's still available. It's not. All right, so the totals that I took already have moved too much, in my opinion. So I think the one that still sticks, that I could still see hitting, is the Storm. So I got the Storm at 10.5. It's still, you could get 11 at a lot, majority of the books here. So WNBA, I would say Storm minus 11 would be my top look. And in the MLB, one game that we didn't talk about, that you guys didn't request, but I do like, is the Giants. I like the Giants on the money line. That was probably my favorite bet in the MLB today. Actually, overall, there's a huge edge with our rating system towards the Giants, compared to what the line is, and all the stats and all that stuff check off as well. So Giants money line would actually be my top play out of all the leagues. So that's one in the WNBA, one in the MLB for top leagues. Just looking at the chat real quick. So just total pitches thrown per start. Yes, that is actually something that I brought up a couple days ago. So we're focusing in on WNBA, redoing WNBA right now. But MLB, we're going to go back to MLB and add a few more features as well. And pitches thrown is in the list. Pitches thrown is in the list. And if you guys are signed up, or even if you're not, but you have questions, just DM the at Baller Access account, and we're gonna, I'm not doing this by myself. It's my colleagues, Austin and Zach, and we'll look at all those suggestions and implement all those things that we feel like make sense and all that stuff. So no, I appreciate the feedback. All right, with that said, guys, that's the end of the show here. Thanks to all who tuned in. If you enjoyed the content, please share the show with others. Hopefully we just continue to grow here. We just hit the 2,000 subscriber mark, so that's a little milestone here yesterday. And also make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button before you go as well. And afterwards, leave comments. It helps with the algo and all that stuff. And as always, I have to end with this. Remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it is on you to make that call. Good luck. Till next time. Peace.